Welcome to Midnight Terrors, where spine-chilling tales come to life. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss a single story that'll keep you up at night. We're on a mission to grow, and your support is everything. Share these terrifying stories with your friends, family, and anyone who dares to listen. Thanks for being part of the journey. Let's begin. It started with a dare. Kyle had always been obsessed with the internet's strangest corners, the eerie conspiracies, the buried deep web riddles, the urban legends whispered about in forgotten forums, the kind of stuff that made most people shut their laptops and turn on the lights. So when his friend James sent him a cryptic link titled "Hidden Forums Where Nightmares Come True," Kyle barely hesitated. His pulse quickened as he clicked, the screen flickering for a moment before plunging him into a place he was never meant to find. The website was basic, a black background with red text, an old-school forum layout that looked abandoned. Yet, it was active. The topics ranged from disturbing dreams to alleged paranormal encounters, but what caught Kyle's attention was a thread titled "Request a Nightmare." Curious, he clicked. The original post was simple. Describe your worst fear. If chosen, you'll experience it in your dreams tonight. But be careful. Nightmares can bleed into reality. Kyle smirked. Just another creepypasta-style game. But he played along, typing, "Being trapped in a mirror, unable to escape while something else takes my place." He hit submit and went to bed, not thinking much of it. That night, the nightmare came. Kyle found himself swallowed by a suffocating void, an endless abyss where the air felt thick and wrong. In front of him stood a tall, cracked mirror, its glass pulsing like something alive. His reflection stared back. No, not quite his reflection. The figure in the glass had sunken, hollow eyes, its mouth curled into an unnatural, stretching grin, as if something inside it was trying to split his skin apart. Then, without warning, it lurched forward. A sickening crack echoed through the darkness as the reflection slammed against the glass from the inside. His hands, scraped frantically at the surface, nails leaving streaks of something dark and wet. Kyle tried to step back, to run, but his body refused to move. A creeping, ice-cold sensation slithered through his veins, his fingers tingled, then faded. His breath caught in his throat as he realized he was no longer outside the mirror. He was inside. Panic surged through him, but it was useless. The figure, his stolen self, straightened, smoothed its stolen skin, and turned away, vanishing into the darkness. Kyle's silent scream shattered into 1,000 echoes as he slammed his fists against the glass, but the mirror only rippled like water, swallowing his pleas. And then the void whispered back. Kyle woke up in a panic, gasping for air. He ran to his bathroom mirror. His reflection was normal. He let out a shaky laugh. Just a dream, or so he thought. The next day, little things felt off. His mother didn't greet him with the usual "Good morning, sweetheart." Instead, she just stared. His dog, Max, cowered when he tried to pet him. Even his phone's face recognition refused to unlock. At school, James gave him a strange look. "Dude, you okay? You've been acting weird since last night." "What do you mean?" Kyle asked, uneasy. "I don't know. You just seem different. Your voice, your mannerisms. It's like you're not you." Kyle laughed it off, but the seed of doubt was planted. That night, he posted in the forum again. "That nightmare felt too real. I think something is wrong." No response. But when he checked the thread the next morning, a new message appeared. "You're on the wrong side now." Kyle's reflection had stopped obeying him. At first it was subtle, just a half-second lag when he moved, a flicker in the corner of his eye. But then it got worse. When he brushed his teeth, the reflection just stared, its eyes fixed on him, unblinking. When he waved, it stood still, arms hanging limp at its sides. And then one night, he whispered, "Who are you?" The reflection's lips twitched. Its mouth moved, but it wasn't an echo. It was slower, deliberate, like something considering its words. Then, with a voice that wasn't quite his own, it whispered back, "I've been waiting for you to ask." Kyle's stomach dropped. His reflection's grin widened, stretching too far, and as he staggered backward, the glass rippled. Kyle's breath hitched. "I'm you now." Desperation took over. He grabbed the nearest object, a heavy book, and smashed it into the mirror. The glass shattered, fragments raining onto the floor. But his reflection remained. It stood there, grinning, unbothered by the destruction around it. Shards of mirror jutted from its skin like splintered bone, but it didn't bleed. It only laughed, low and distorted. You can't break what's already taken. Kyle staggered backward, his vision tilting. His limbs felt heavy, like he was sinking into something thick and suffocating. His head pounded, his heartbeat slowed. The last thing he saw was his reflection stepping forward, climbing out of the glass like it was a doorway. Then everything went dark. The next morning, James's phone buzzed, a message from Kyle. Check the forum. Confused, James logged in. A new thread had appeared, the title sending a chill down his spine. Request a nightmare. Kyle's waiting on the other side. He clicked, and the screen blinked.